Back to my channel, Country Conversations with DVD. Candy. I'm in her community. I'm in Candy's community. I think it's called a community group or whatever. Whatever. Anyway, does it say she sends a lot of texts in that community on that community page? I don't mind it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's talk about it. How you doing? And Mother Wendy. Um, let's talk about some things. Let's talk about some things. Now, I wanted to talk about in my piping hot tea segment here. Let's talk about Diddy, Nicki Minaj, Jonathan Majors, Mel versus Anthony Lofty, and Quad versus the Meriton Medicine Ladies. Okay, so let's get the reality TT out. How you doing? Out the way first. Now I was looking at a uh, clip supplied to me on my Twitter channel, on my Twitter page by, excuse me, X, on my X page by what is his name? TVDs. I think they did one, and quite a few people have this clip. So the clip is basically to me um, about to ice Quad out of Married to Medicine. Now, how many people are down with that? I am not. I am a huge Quadria fan. Okay. Um, is she long-winded? Yes, so am I. Hence me having the channel. Um, is she a little self-absorbed? Aren't we all? But the clip that I just heard was Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie reminded Quad that she was throwing, darts at the audience when she had her reemergence. And Dr. Jackie feels like one of those darts hit her. Now, Toya also feels like one of those darts hit her. Let me talk about Dr. Jackie and Quad's relationship. I don't think they've ever had the best relationship, but to me, what's going on is they seem like they are trying to put Quad in a. I'm trying to put this up here because, like I said, they tell you to do live vertically from your phone. And my phone is hooked up to my mic, the mic receiver. So I'm better in the shot this way. Okay. Come on. Me learning my new camera skills. Okay. But anyway, to me, Dr. Jackie and Quad have never been close. But what did surprise me and catch me off guard was Dr. Heavenly's response. A lot of people are saying that Dr. Heavenly was saying that Quad was a bomb before she got the show. Was she a bomb? I mean, don't you need pharmaceutical sales? That keeps going on because I need my computer to work my ring light. So okay. All right, we got you. So yeah, so what was that? Oh, yeah. Excuse me. And so I believe that Quad, they're, like I said, trying to do Quad like they did Mariah. And I'm not loving it. I don't like gang ups. I don't like gang ups on any type of show that I watch. I don't think they're fair. I don't think it's cool. Period. And Quad is to me an essential part of this show because Quad is the comic relief. Quad is the reader in the group. Who else do you know that can read like Quad? So Toya just get violent. You read her down, she want to put hands on you. Okay. Let's talk about all the times that she has gotten into physical altercations. And she almost got into a physical altercation with Quad in the last episode. So, what's her issue? Okay, so they're talking about the issue that they're saying that Quad leaked information about the whole robbery thing. Now, I thought that was a Neela. Now I look on Twitter and I find out that not only is Toya still cool with Anila and Carrie, who brought the information to Quad, she is not bringing it up on the show. You can bring up stuff on the show and talk about your past history with Neil. They talk about Mariah every now and then. You could talk about somebody that's not on the show. As long as you're not trying to do salacious information on them, you could say, "Oh, we still cool." But why not be cool with Quad? Quad is she's an anomaly. She's, like I said, she gives comic relief. She gives the fashion time, the fashions. Who else can dress as well as Quad on that show? Not Dr. Jackie. I like Dr. Jackie, but come on now. I like to see. I like to visualize. Hey, Brent, hey, girl, how you doing? But anyway, yeah, I like to see fashions. I don't just like to see them in their doctors and lawyers roles, and even to me, even what's the name? Can't dress. What the girl name is? Phaedra. And Phaedra is totally out of place on this show. Toya is too busy talking about how she needs somebody to, be married to medicine. And Phaedra's not married to medicine. And so in other words, they're trying to phase Quad out the show. Brandy, girl, talk to me. What do you think about that? Are you a Quad fan? We've been on this stuff, for a whole minute. I'm not sure if you review that show, but I know you review the show that I'm about to get into of this piping hot tea and talk about, honey. We're gonna talk about Mr. Anthony and Miss Kiki and Miss Melody. Okay. So it seems to be a three-way beef online between Anthony, Mel, and Kiki. Yes, I like Quiet, and I don't know why everybody don't like her. Come on now. Quiet is awesome. But anyway, yeah, so let's get into this mess with Anthony and the other content creators. Now, we all swear against, she asked me, it was Quiet leaving the show. From my understanding, what's happening is they about to cut her episodes and they about to pull a Nene Leakes on her. Now, as you can see, the show is kind of being taped out of sequence. So I'm thinking what happened at the end of the show, they brought to the beginning. I'm thinking they had already iced Quad out before the show, before she even made her first appearance on the show. I think that's what happened, because that's what appears to be going on here. Quad said herself that her episode's about to be cut. So that lets me know right there that it's out of sequence. I can see it's a bit self. Yeah. Well, girl, do you watch SLC? Because baby, nobody is more self-absorbed than that Lisa Barlow, honey. She reminds me of Lisa Barlow in a whole lot of ways. But anyway, let's get on to Anthony. Have you heard about the beef between Anthony and Kiki and Mel? And Mel. Okay, so here's the deal. It's another content creator, and like I said, we have sworn against talking about other content creators, even though, Brandy and myself, we have smaller channels. But baby, we're going to talk about it today because I like Melody. Okay. I like Kiki, and I like everybody that's involved. And I sort of like Anthony Lofties. Okay. I'm not crazy about him, because sometimes to me it seems like he's kind of, piling on. And he name drops a lot, and it's kind of uncomfortable to watch him sometimes. So, I just turned off my notifications for him. Nothing against Anthony, because I'm thinking like right now what's happening is a lot of misunderstandings. Well, here's the deal, Brandy. Mel went off on Anthony the other day on a live. On her Instagram live, she's accusing him of, like I said, name dropping and leaking information from the show. Well, according to Queen Sheba, yeah, I watch Queen Sheba. And that's only fair for me to state what I feel from her content that she's saying, since I'm talking about this three-way beef. Okay. So she says she doesn't watch Anthony. But girl, let me bring you in the circle, honey. So what's happening to me is that on this three-way situation, Queen Sheba has said that she said it on her show, and she said she wasn't going to change it. She's saying that Kiki is the one who's leaking information about the show to Anthony. And what's happening is that pissed Mel off. Okay. So Mel got online and she's talking about that Anthony kind of is in the position where he's in a way kind of stalking her, because he's always in her inbox, and she sent him some millimeters. And well, I guess the millimeters that she sent him, baby, she told him to exit stage left. I know it's kind of messed up, but it is what it is. She told him to leave his channel. She told the people that she brought in to leave his channel. And he has lost almost 5,000 subscribers. He was up to like 18,000. And a lot of content creators does not think that's fair, that the actual star is involved with the mess. But he involved himself when he was putting her name out there, when he was name dropping on her, going to the same restaurant she go to, trying to meet up with her at these restaurants and different types of stuff like that. That's what Mel is saying. But anyway, in essence, Queen Sheba is saying that Kiki is the one who's leaking the information about the show. I don't think so. I'm going to ride with Kiki's boys till the wheels fall off. Okay? Because I don't think she is doing the things that Queen Sheba is accusing her of, even though she's saying that she talked to Anthony Lofties and Anthony told her that Kiki was the one who was leaking the information. I think Mel and Kiki are friends. I don't know what is up with the bloggers who don't believe this information, but just by looking at the history between them, they have a best friend in common. And I know their best friend. They both mentioned her name. Her name is Dwayne. I think her name is Dwayne or something like that. And do you think Dwayne? And I know she will feel like she's in the middle of this because this is about the show. I don't think that she would let that friendship in between them, since she is the person who's in the middle. Brandy, you're a mess, girl. Yeah. It is quite messy online. You don't have, sometimes if you just watch and review the show like me and you do, then we don't have any idea what's going on with the show. But I watch these other content creators that you said you don't watch. I watch Anthony's, and I watch Queen Sheba. And now Queen Sheba has gotten herself involved in a situation between Kiki and Anthony that I really don't think is fair. I probably would have stayed out of that. And a lot of people are saying they're not reviewing the show. The bigger content creators, they're saying that they're not reviewing the show. Hey, honey, let's continue to do so, honey. I like the show, especially since the Fletchers are on here. I still enjoy the show. And I just want to wrap up the mess by saying, so Mel and Kiki on beef. No. Not to my knowledge. Mel and Kiki are not beefing. What happened is Queen Sheba, you might want to go check this video out. Queen Sheba is a content creator too. And she is accusing Kiki of leaking the information about the show, The Houston Trip. Basically, is what's happening. But according to Kiki, that's not true, because her and Mel are still cool, because her and Mel left the Houston trip together. Now, my understanding from Anthony is that they cut out all the Kiki scenes on the Houston trip. Now, now me, we just watch the show, and review it. So, yeah. So I think that I don't think they have any beef, but they may have some beef if it comes out that Kiki is the one who's looking information for the show from the show. But she did a live today, and she is denying ever talking to Anthony about the show. Now, these bigger content creators, they get to review these people. Excuse me, interview these people, right? So she interviewed with Anthony. Just because she interviewed with Anthony, that doesn't mean that she is leaking information. I still like the show also, but I know a lot of people who used to review it. It stopped because the viewers get so toxic. Yeah, they get toxic. Girl, you know what? My channel's so small. I don't even care. I don't care about that. I'm willing to, go in the trenches with the show. I mean, like I said, the show is still good to me. Now they online dragging Carlos as if he had anything to do with this. Carlos is the boss. I mean, he probably don't even talk to half of these people, to be honest with you. I mean, by the way, now that you're on here, you review Bell Collector, don't you? No. I remember. Listen. But anyway, they're about to start doing crossover interviews with each other from Bell Collective and Living Maritime Sphere. But anyway, child, that's the mess. Yeah, that's how I feel. I get a couple. Yeah, I have too, and I just think they're bots. So I don't watch this show. Yeah, I remember. I get a couple bots here and there, and I'm like, okay, well, I need the comment engagement. That helps. But let's move on to Jonathan Majors and Megan Good. Baby. What can we say about that good Jonathan? Brandon, talk to me. Do you think he's guilty? Jonathan Majors? Here's the deal. This is how I feel. Whatever Grace says happened, I believe happened. Okay. I believe that they were in a toxic relationship. I believe they were in a toxic relationship with each other. But what's coming out is that his statement that he made, and that's what makes him weird. His statement that he made in court about saying that he wants this Caucasian woman to act like Michelle Obama and Coretta Scott King. Now, if they played the recording, he said it, okay? And not only did they play the recording, girl, what was you doing recording him? You had to have known that this man gets, allegedly gets heated when you guys argue. And I believe that's why you started recording him. I think it was toxic also. I think he did it too. I watched a story about it on Fox. So, oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know anything about that Fox Soul information. Send that to me. So I can, do further research on him, because sometimes actors can embody their craft. And Jonathan embodies his craft. Awesome actor to me. I'm not taking that away from him, but he's such a good actor that he's one of those types, just like, to me, like, Mel Gibson, that when they play toxic characters, they embody them so much where it makes it seem like they are like that in real life. And at some point in time, you have to understand with these people who are acting, they can take on the personalities of those characters. Like, for example, the best example of this is Heath Ledger when he played the Joker. So I'm not the only one that believes that good Grace. It doesn't have anything to do with her being Caucasian. It has to do with her being a woman in a very, very vulnerable, toxic relationship. And my what bothers me so much is that Megan has sat in that courtroom as his paramour for all this time and just bagged this BS. And she's been acting since she was what, about 10, 11 years old? You tarnishing your brand. I don't want to say that because I hate when people say that. But to me, she is tarnishing her brand. I love Megan Good. Always have, always will. But at the same time, girl. I don't know. I don't know. Um, like I said, I love Megan Good. And I hope this thing works out. If Jonathan Majors goes to jail, trust me, I won't have on a caping for him. That will not be me. That will never be me. I don't cape for people who I believe are guilty, and it does not have to do with anything to do with him being guilty in the court of public opinion, even though this is me giving my opinion. I truly think he did what she said. And like I said, for him to say, have her acting like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama, why didn't you just get with a black woman in the first place? And that is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. A lot of black men do that. They look for white women who have, the things that come natural to us that they sometimes get surgically enhanced, like the booty. And they look for white women with those features. To cancel that out, just get with a black woman. That's why you got to make things so difficult and complicated. And then have her feel like she's in a position where she's being abused because you want her to be like the two women you admire the most. Have some class about yourself. Why don't you act like Coretta Scott King and have my back like she had Martin's back? Oh. Let's see what Brandon said. Do you think they are really a couple? Oh my goodness. I know that. Oh, girl. Do I think they really a couple? When they first came out, I honestly thought it was publicity stunt that he was trying to prove that he does date black women. But now she is riding with him till the wheels fall out, girl. Foolishness. I think it may be something there, because if it was like a publicity stunt, the way Laura Harvey dates these men just to have them have a woman on their shoulder when they're accused of being gay, allegedly. I don't think that's this situation. I think that she was the person on the phone that he and Grace were arguing about. I think that's going to come out soon. But for her to just sit there and listen to him on those recordings and still in the courtroom back, and it's weird. And I never thought that I would have seen Megan Good in that type of position. Not with her history in Hollywood, but hey, she's an actress and she could fool us, right? Just like I thought that Keke Palmer was all this strength and integrity, and even though it was not her fault that she was being a beast in a DV situation, I just didn't think that she was the type that would stay in that too long. She seemed to me, I thought she was the boil the grits on the pot and the pot type of girl myself. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just hopped on here to get my pipe and tea segment, and I'm minding my business like I sometimes do. Now, let's get on to Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has released new music, and with her new music, she has new beefs. What in the HE double hockey sticks has Megan Thee Stallion ever did with? That's what I thought. I like Kiki, but yeah. So I mean, like, what in the HE double hockey sticks has Megan Thee Stallion ever done to Nicki Minaj. All I ever heard her do was say that she admires her. That's the person that she wants to be like the most. And now that she's saying these things about Megan and what happened with Tory Lanez, it is freaking weird. So here's what's being said. According to TMZ, Nicki Minaj is trying to ignite a new beef with Megan Thee Stallion. She said, "Stay in your Tory Lanez beer." Now, from the beginning, I believe that Tory had, pow Miss Megan. Okay, so I wasn't one of those people that was out there saying that she was lying. I saw the video from the beginning. All I can say that she did wrong, first of all, going to that party during the pandemic. Because I didn't go anywhere during the pandemic, girl. I sat in this little corner and I don't know. Girl, Brandon, are you a part of the testing, Candace texting community, baby? She gonna drop her stuff. Trust me, in your texting community. That's her texting me. I not my personal people texting me. But yeah. So she said, "Stay in your Tory Lanez beat." What? I'm not a fan of Nicki. I'm like old school fan of R&B and hip hop. I'm more like a Queen Latifah, MC Light type, yo-yo type. But these newfangled female rappers, I could take them or leave them, all of them. But I don't like when people pile on to Megan. I like Megan. Dang, why she be with Megan now? She needs to grow up. Yes. Come on, girl. Yeah, she needs to grow up. And what about her own situation? You will never escape the fact that your husband is a Esmo-elster. You will never escape that. And, oh, man. And this is what Megan should do. All she has to do is like, well, at least, if I have a kid, he can go up, my man can go around other people's children. Now, out of the two of them, like I said, I could take them or leave them. What texting community? Candy Child. Candy Birds took her. Candy has a texting community, and I joined her texting community, but that was like during the time when she was had her show Candy in the Game. So I wanted to know more about that show. And besides all that, back in that time, like a little bit before that, I had met her mom. So I was letting her know. I was thinking that she really was answering the text. I was letting her know that I had met her mom and that she likes to go to the casino. And we have a casino that's about to come to my county, which is Winston County in Mississippi. She comes here to go to the casino. Yeah. She comes here to go. Miss Mama Joyce, they did bring that out that on one of the reunions that Mama Joyce liked to go to the casino. Well, a lot of times she comes here, she goes to the coast, she goes to the casino that we have here in Philadelphia, Mississippi, and we are the only ones who have the casinos on land because we have a huge Choctaw Indian community here. So, and those Choctaws have. In this area, I think they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 in Philadelphia. Girl, they have 2 in Philadelphia. Well, you have to come on down to the SIP, girl. Come on down to the SIP to all these things because they have 2 in Philadelphia. They have 1 on the coast. They're building 1 here in my county. Yeah, she comes to the one in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Yeah. Because they have 2 in Philadelphia. They have the Silver Star and the Golden Moon. And she goes to both of those. Like I said, I saw her there. And that's a fact. And yeah, so that's what I was saying. I was just in Mississippi. Is a bit, yeah. The Golden Moon is huge. It's huge, a beautiful casino. I'm gonna get in your texting community and send you in your community wall, and I'm gonna send you a picture of that huge golden ball that they have down there. The Silver Star is a little bit smaller, but the Golden Moon is huge and it is beautiful. And the one they're supposed to be building here in my town, which is in Weston County, it's gonna be a little bit smaller than those, but it's gonna be set up where they can travel in and out. Like I said, look it up. We have a huge Choctaw Indian community, in Neshoba County, Lee County, Weston County, in these areas. So like I said, they don't have to build on the water. In Mississippi, most of the casinos have to be built on the water, but they don't have to because they own their own land. So like I said, they probably got like about 5 or 6 years. And I think Mama Joyce done hit them off. Okay. And I am not mad at her about it. Now, back to Tori and back to Miss Nikki and Megan's beef. I think that this is the type of beef that is kind of one-sided. Like I said, I don't think at all that Megan has an issue with Nikki, but every time Nikki drops new music, it's almost like she has to prove that she can, ride with the new girls or beef with the new girls. It's fucking weird to me. Now I see people all over the Twitter X community, giving her props with dissing Meg and giving her props for still dissing Cardi. It's weird. Talking about how Cardi still hasn't had an album out. Tasha K is leading the charge. Tasha, you hadn't learned nothing about messing with Cardi. You just apologize to her. Then when Nikki brings out new music, you reignite your beef with her. Girl, Cardi B had said she was feeling sorry for you when you was on there crying. Oh, I would love to see that. I know you're in California. Girl, I watch your videos. Yeah, because he was here too. Not in the city I live in. We have to drive about 30 minutes. For the closest one. Nikki probably doing for albums. Yeah, but why though? She don't have to pull stunts and shows for album sales. I don't think so. But like I said, every time she releases new music, to me, she started there with Cardi. Cardi always said she admired Nikki. Even when she was on Love and Hip Hop in New York, she said she admired Nikki. It's weird. And then they're both from New York, and it's just weird. I think Nikki lives in California now, doesn't she? Nikki lives in California, though, don't she? Yeah, and because I think that's where it went down, where old boy couldn't come to the school and visit the little boy, and he moved there without the state's permission. Poor Nikki. Well, I guess she don't care, honey. I guess that $100 million, set to the side and allows her to think that she can do anything she wants to do with that man who can't really travel with her. Can't even go to the Bahamas or Virgin Islands or whatever island over there she's from. Yeah. Yeah, she lives in LA. That's what I thought. She can't travel isn't she from the Virgin Islands or something? Like Jamaica? Or something like that. She's an islander. I know that. I know she's an islander by way of Queens. Okay. So anyway, point is, I don't think that, she should be in a position where she and guess what? Let me tell you how much I watch your videos, Miss Brandy. I know what you do, girl. You're a teacher. I told you I watch your stuff, girl. How you doing? But anyway, yeah, it's just weird to me how every time she releases new music that she goes into this whole diatribe of getting into it with these other female rappers. Now, Cardi hasn't given her she did give her what she wanted. They did actually get physical with each other. Okay, so that's out. We had Nick, the petty man. Now he's back to, being confined to the castle. How you doing? He's back to being confined to the castle. And now that he's back to being confined to the castle, can she even go on tour? I mean, with him? Because he already on the leg monitor again because he threatened, allegedly, even though it's on video. Yeah, that nigga thing. Yeah, it is. And he was put back on the ankle monitor because, he got into it with Offset on some beef that's supposed to be between the women. Child, Kenneth, Petty, go sit down somewhere. I know that you are still affiliated with the hood down there in New York. However, I say just to keep your wife out of beef, unnecessary beef, chill out, okay? Just chill. Let the woman handle women business. And how you doing? In the words of that great Miss Nene Leaks, let the women handle women business. Stay out of women business. Why are these women getting into with these men like this? Girl, tell me, talk to me. I don't have a clue. It's weird. Again, there's some big weirdos. And you know what? Even though I don't like modern rappers and I've never been a fan of Nicki Minaj, I respected her for her crap. But I never would have thought that she would have got involved with oh boy, Mr. Petty. I never would have thought that. I mean, I guess he was a childhood sweetheart, and I mean, he might have a good ping ping. That's all I can think of, and all I can say is on that is that, like I said, it's always somebody out there bigger and better than you. It's always somebody out there that has a bigger entourage than you. So be careful and be mindful of who you have starting these beef with. Now, I know you a lot younger than me, Brandy, but girl, we having a one-on-one conversation up in this doggone chat. Back in the day, because like I said, I'm older than you. When American Idol first came out and Nikki and Mariah Carey got on American Idol, girl, they used to stay into it. And to me, it was always Nikki. Because, who better to judge somebody's singing than a singer? I don't even know why they had the rapper on there. She's into music, but did she have the ear for the sound like Mariah? Yeah. Did she have the ear for the sound like Mariah? No, I don't think so. So why in the world was she beefing with Mariah even back then? And that's when I started thinking, like, what is up with this chick? Why is she? It's not one person that has come across her path that to me she has not fallen out with. Because my understanding, she even fallen out with Drake. She's even fallen out with Drake. And it ain't like he's not toxic, but still, I probably would fall out with him too. Let me take that back. Why did I name Drake? I probably would have fell out with him too. He a mess. And I can't stand him. And by the way, I don't like the way he rap sings either. Like LL Cool J said, I started that. Yes, niggas should not have even been in a niche on it. Yeah. She said that she shouldn't even been in. No, not at all. Yeah, I know what you mean. I knew exactly what you were saying. She didn't have the ear that Mariah had, but yet and still, she was always getting into it with Mariah. But we're going to move on from there because I had to get off of here and go feed my feral children. And we're going to talk about the last thing. Now, Brandon, I want you to go and when you have time, check out my video on that expose that I did about Diddy and Heavy D. I dropped a lot of good tea on there. Like I said, I have a real good source. He's a barber and he cuts he's the barber to the stars, okay? When they come to Chicago. Now, being that I have an end on the Diddy situation right now, girl, Sloppy Joe. My kids love it. Well, my baby girl, she loves Sloppy Joe. And that other one, she don't really care for it that much. And she has acid reflux, so I have to give her a little something, some Nexium before she takes it. And she hates to take the Nexium because it gels up. But my baby, that oldest one, she's always have trouble with her stomach. But, around here, I'm not going to cook for 3 people. I'm going to cook 1 meal. Yeah. It's under my live. Go to my playlist and look at my live. And I talk about how he's, how, even though all this stuff is alleged and maybe coincidence, it is huge coincidences that people come up on a live. And I hate to use that word because it's really not a word, but for the algorithm, that algorithm is something else. Nikki, Brandon, have they got on you yet? Girl, I got 91 subscribers, and at that time, I remember I told you I had gained subscribers, and I had gotten up to like 100 and something subscribers. And girl, now I have 91. Do you realize they took subscribers from me because they accused me of harassment? And I'm like, I'm new to the game. I only been in this thing for 3 months. How dare y'all? That is just rude. How rude. And I'm like, and then they acting like, okay, they trying to make, to me, what happens is they try to make it harder once you are building your subscriber list up. They try to make it harder for you to, have these people come into your community and enjoy your content, because then they, monitor every one of your words and what. Yes. Yes, they have already given me a little warning letter. And I was like, what in the hell could I have possibly said or done? And now I have to use that word unalive, or, I say self-deletion when I'm talking about it's a side though. And sometimes they do it. It's not really the subscribers that's leaving. Sometimes it's YouTube that's doing it to you. Because like I said, when they sent me that little letter and they was telling me that in that little email, and they was telling me that my subscribers list was, some of them were bots. And I was like, what does that matter? You're trying to take them so you won't have to pay me. Yeah. And it doesn't seem fair, because especially since those 100 people that I had, gained or whatever, I actually had gained them through a group. I have a group called YouTube Collaborative that I'm in on Facebook. And in that group, we watch each other's content and we start, subscribing to each other. But what happens is it turned into a thing was a subscriber, I subscribe to you, you subscribe to me. And I think what happened, YouTube picked up on it. Yeah. Here comes my little letter telling me that I couldn't comment and do videos for a whole 24 hours, honey. Yes. They told me I could not do content for 24 hours. And at that time, I'm only 3 months in the game now, but at that time, I was only 2 months old. I was like, I'm a baby. And you're doing me like this? You could have told me what your warning. And I read their policies and procedures before I even started my channel. And here they are still sending me stuff, tell you to share your videos with people. But yet, and still, if somebody comes into their sweet world and email them that you shared your video unwanted, then they also look at that. Oh, I have connected with other YouTubers there. Yeah. Yeah, it does help. I have a little group going with a couple of new content creators. Where I call it Small YouTubers Unite. And Be Like D, I contacted with her. I got in ton contact with her and Mizey. I think his name is Mizey. I like them. And as far as where I'm concerned right now, with what's going on with Anthony, what's going on with Queen Sheba and Mel and all them, I have gotten to the point where, to help you guys' views and our views, I have gotten to the point where I mostly only watch small content creators. I have pretty much stopped watching the super large ones like Tasha, and uh, every once in a while I check out Funky because I love Funky. But ever since he said that, what he said about those the sisters, I can't think of the name right now. Ever since he said what he said about them, Halle Bailey, the Bailey sisters. When he said that, I had already felt salty with him because he did that to OG. But girl, you know what? I got to see. I haven't been watching your content on not Married to Medicine, but the Code in Denver. What is it called? Married at First Sight Denver. Yeah. I haven't been watching your content on that because I want to watch the show. And I can't ever find time to watch the show because I have done 4 videos today. This is my 4th. And I'm on my way to do another one because I got to do Bear Collective. I always do Bear Collective because, that was in my heart because, we're from the SIP. So I, represent the SIP. And that was actually one of the first videos I ever did. That's a good idea. I don't keep up with Tasha K. I watch Misha. Yeah, Courtney and Eddie, yeah. Who is Misha? Oh, is not Tisha Taylor, Misha. Oh, Misha, in my opinion. Yeah. I do watch her. I watch her too. Yeah, those 100,000 subscriber people, million subscriber people, they don't need my view. That's how I look at it. I'm trying to help us, small YouTubers who are supposed to be united. That's who I'm trying to help. But anyway, let me just talk about Diddy right quick. My other phone is on the charge with my information in. Anyway, the point is on Diddy. A couple weeks ago in November, his ex-girlfriend Cassie came to the forefront with a lot of different accusations stating that he was involved in ex trafficking and ex word. Okay. Ist. That he was an ist. Okay. Artist. On like Wednesday, yet another accuser came out, and what she said was disturbing. Okay. She stated that allegedly Diddy barred her from behind and he asked other friends to come in, which made it a gang ape situation. Okay. So Diddy came out in defense of himself. He said that he's tired of these sick allegations and they out for a quick money grab. Okay. What we have to recall, legally, these women had to come out before the statute of limitations because they had, came up with that law where you can come out no matter how long it was ago within this certain time period, which was in November. Okay. Now, let me say, first of all, I believe Cassie. That's that on there. 100%. I 100% believe Cassie. I believe that he had those F-offs and everything that she said in those 35-page documents. I didn't read all 35 pages. I probably read the first 2. I'm not going to even lie. Because I got lazy and I said, okay. But what concerned me just as much is these deaths that surround him. Okay. Especially with like Heavy D, because Heavy D was one of my favorite rappers, and I just could not let that one go. I started talking to my barber friend, and he was the one who provided me all the information that I provided to you guys on that piping hot tea segment. Let me see what she's saying right here. That's a good idea. Okay, I read that one. And in the same way, I like to watch the show. Yeah. She said she believed Cassie too. Hey, it is what it is. I believe Cassie 100%. Beautiful girl. No reason to lie. Not saying that her beauty has anything to do with her lying. I'm just saying everybody is coming out now because these guys from day 26 who have been sitting on silent a lot of them are speaking now, talking about how he made them, even after making the band, the first one, how he still was making people walk across the bridge to get cheesecake in the cold. And if you think that he was doing his artist like that, you don't think for a second, not for 1 second, that he was doing his lovers that way, or women who came into his orbit. Would you ever do an interview with the barber? Girl, that is an awesome idea. You know, I'm going to ask him. He may not want to be on camera because he knew, if you look at that video that I did, or you look at even make it make sense, he mentioned the guy. And I don't know if make it make sense ever watched one of my videos or not, but he did mention, what is it? My kid. Baby, I'm about to wrap up. Yeah, he did mention that guy who was once his yeah. They was talking about how he was still making them go get the cheesecake and all that type of stuff, even though it wasn't filmed, and how he would threaten them to get them kicked out the group if they didn't go get the cheesecake. I don't know what it is with him and the cheesecake. I just think it was a power thing with him. I don't think, and I don't even think, do you think he's gay? I don't even think he's gay. I think, like I said, I think he's an incubus, in my opinion. yeah, I got to go feed him. But yeah, I think he's an incubus, in my opinion. I don't think he is having sex with men. I said sex, but I don't think he's having relations with men for pleasure. To me, it's for power, dominance, and energy. I've never heard, even in these F-offs, I've never heard that they said allegedly that any of these men were in their 50s. I've only heard that, these men are young that he's having relations with, allegedly. Okay. So I think he's siphoning energy. That's just what I believe. It is what it is on that. But anyway, the new allegations are that he GR'd another victim, and this falls in line with what the accuser and the Aaron Hall situation is saying. She said that he and Aaron Hall GR'd her, but what makes this one a little bit worse than all the others, this was a child, 17 at the time, allegedly, and he affected her across state lines from Detroit to New York. And she did provide photograph proof that she was in the studio with Diddy and did not have her father's permission or her parents' permission to affect her across state lines. A lot of people are saying that this is where the African accusations coming from, the trafficking accusations are coming from. I think I could say trafficking. It's just putting the S word in front of it. Accusations coming from is saying that also that R. Kelly, this is where his trafficking allegations come from. Because I was like, I thought trafficking meant you took somebody from one country to the other. I didn't know it was considered across state lines, but apparently it is. And I don't know everything. I can't even lie. I know a lot of stuff because of my affiliation with the Department of Human Services. I knew about trafficking, but when I was at DHS, most of the trafficking that was happening started happening there during Katrina. Now, remember, Brandon, we are in Mississippi, so we had a huge outbreak of people or influx of people coming to Mississippi and then getting lost in the system in Mississippi because of Katrina. So that's where my experience with trafficking come from, because it was so many people coming here and then so many people getting lost in the system and getting lost in, in our coastal areas where the Katrina happened. So I'm not familiar. I wasn't 100% familiar with inter, state trafficking. I think that's intrastate. Well, inside the United States, I put it that way, trafficking. But allegedly, this new person who has come out, she was 17 years old, to wrap things up. She's 17 years old, trafficked allegedly across state lines. They GR'd he and two employees with bad boy records. And she is also suing for an unknown sum of money. Did it. You in trouble, girl. You are in trouble, girl. And then on top of that, we have 50 Cent, who is alleging that he is going to come out with a documentary, unnamed documentary at this time. Everybody is saying they hope it's going to be named Surviving Diddy. We have no idea what it's going to be called. However, we do know that 50 Cent is a big time executive producer. He is promising to expose Diddy. He's promising to talk to all the right people to get all this information out. I'm not exactly sure what his motive is. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what 50's motive is in this. But he is vowing to expose that good Diddy, honey. And my thing with 50 is, what can you expose, friend? I mean, I know you didn't go to any of his parties or participated in any of the free calls, because allegedly you are not homosexual. But you didn't travel in any of his circles to know that he was, allegedly aping women at all. You didn't know about this, so all of a sudden you're gonna ride off of Cassie's coattails and drop information, drop tea like a woman. Now, my thing with you, 50, is that you have been toxic to women as well. We do know how you treated your first son's mother, the son who looks more like you than any of your biracial children. However, you have an issue with him and his dark-skinned mother. Okay? But that's neither here nor there. What you are trying to do is admirable. Really? Girl. Well, Brandon's alleging that, she allegedly heard that 50 had abuse allegations against him as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can he talk? Is he the one to talk? The person who I'm looking for to come out the most, social worker. I've always said that I was gonna show my certification, because I don't want to be that person where they talking about online that is lying about what they once did for a living. Yes, ma'am. There's all those certifications in my name. Yes, ma'am. And I will never get rid of them, just in case I have to pull them out and let you know what I have done. Because Melody, let me tell you something, Brandon. When Melody got mad on Mad Day and Anthony Lofty, she implied, she implied that it may have been something, going on with him and underage children. Yeah. She implied that in her live. You might want to go out and check that. And so when she called out, and let me tell you what she did. She called on social workers to come into her live. And I went into her live, honey. I went down into the inbox. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Baby, girl, come on now. And girl, I went down there to that inbox and I told her, I said, honey, let me tell you something. I used to be a social worker. And since you called on all mandated reporters, because she did in her life, she called on all mandated reporters. I got down in her inbox and I told her, I said, look, we are all mandated reporters. Teachers, doctors, lawyers, nurses, anybody that comes in contact with a child that may have been alleged to be abused. So you can't just call on us. If you know something, say something. I said that was our motto. If you know something, say something. And my admiration for you and my admiration for Anthony, or whatever I feel for Anthony, goes out the window when it comes to children. They come first. So if you know something, say something. Period. ... Dash. I don't care who you are and how much I like you. Now, back to 50. So I can go in here and cook for my youngins because they already begging. I'm just going to say this on 50. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. I hope that you do come out with this documentary. I hope it's not one of those situations that comes out on you. She implied it. Yeah, at the very end of her live, she said, well, let's not talk about you and what you did at work to these children. And Anthony came on and said that he doesn't even work with children. So I'm assuming that Anthony may work like in a mental health facility where he's in charge of, maybe like underage children, but or the elderly. Either way, he might be like a nursing assistant or something like that. That's what I'm gathering. I mean, that's what I could pick up from him. He wears scrubs and stuff like that. So, excuse me, I'm not sure exactly what he does, but she did imply that he may be, doing some unsavory things with the kids. And like I said, I don't care, how much I like her or how much I like him or whatever the case may be. It's not me that's the mandated reporter. You making the allegation. So you should say something. Period. Now, as far as 50 goes, back to 50. Back to 50. Whatever 50 has done in his past and whatever he's been accused of, you make sure your milk is clean before you come out, because people are going to start digging in your past. Because the next person I'm ready to see something come out on is that good Dr. Dre, because according to D. Barnes, she is broke. How is she broke and was abused by that good Dr. Dre? Okay. He owes her millions, in my opinion. And we know that he did abuse her because, that was long since in the 90s. And we do know that Miss Chalet is alleging that he did the same thing to her. So I'm wondering, how is he still a billionaire? Because he owes women money as well. I said what I said. Now, I like Dr. Dre and his beats, but I don't like him beating, okay, on people. Allegedly. Now, again, if you are about to come out with this Surviving Diddy documentary, make sure your milk is clean. And there I'm going to end it, as I do when I get done with these videos. I'm going to chuck them up. Deuces, and Brandy. Thank you so much for joining my live. It was a pleasure, girl. You were fun with a capital F. Now, let me get up here and fix my children something to eat and do the last video that I have coming out, which is going to be on the Bell Collective. Again, this is Country Conversations with Diva D.